portraying its different colors. Now this is Butterfinger rock. It actually gets its colors from traces of minerals like lead, zinc, iron, copper, and manganese. Now coming up ahead on the left, you might notice those two large rocks kind of protruding out from Black Rock Island. You might notice that they look the same in shape and size. So these are our twin sisters. And of course, just like any other set of twins, we do have rings to them. So for the first one that we're passing now off on the left, her name is Kate. And then if you follow the other one, just keep your eyes down, but know what's that photo is. Her name is Super Kate. Super Kate. Now this little inlet coming into view just off to the right is Chapel Gorge. Now Chapel Gorge gets its name from a cathedral-like center, which is just here over here right now off to the right. Alright, at this time I am going to head upstairs, so bottom deck I'll see you in top deck I'll see you in 2 seconds.
Feel the pine?
Yeah.
How's it up here?
Yeah.
Good? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Alright, at this time, this channel of the river that we have just entered is called the Narrows. Now before we were famous for our beer brats and cheese and the Green Bay Packers, we were pretty famous for our lumber industry back in the 1800s. So during the winter months, the river does freeze over, so our lumber rafts are able to come up here, chop down a bunch of trees, place them into the river, and then once that spring thaw hit, that lumber would float up north to our sawmills where our lumber raftsmen would create rafts out of that. Although if you'd ask any of those lumber raftsmen what was the most dangerous part of their journey, they came right here in the Narrows. Now the Native Americans actually described this part of the river as running on its edge, as it is only about 52 feet wide and about 90 feet deep. And keep in mind, before that dam was built back in 1909, the water was about 17 feet lower than it is right now, causing a lot of swift currents throughout the Narrows, making it very hard for those lumber raftsmen to navigate through. Now the most treacherous of their journey was throughout this 9-degree bend that we are taking right now, called the Devil's Elbow. So those lumber rafts would kind of get swept up on the right rocks here, or in some cases, unfortunately, really big. So because of these dangers, this did bring up a new profession called a standing river pilot. Now the most prominent out of those standing river pilots was Leroy Gates, and he actually left us our first billboard or business card. Now it's coming into view off on the left side. To the right side of this cove that's in view right now, just underneath that darkest band of sandstone. Now, it is a carving in the rock, and it is kind of hard to read, so I can read it for you. And it reads, Leroy Gates, Dells and River Pilot from 1849 to 58. So again, it's to the right side of that cove in view right now, just underneath that darkest band of sandstone. The easiest word to pick out is a river, so if you're able to see that, you might be able to see the other words. Did some of you see it okay?
Nope.
Now, if some of you didn't see it, we'll be sure to point that back out for you guys on our way back down. Now, Leroy Gates actually started up the first Dells boat tours back in 1857, so I'm sure you can guess it was very different than it is today. So what you do is show up to his private dock, you would hand him 2 bits, which is equivalent to 1/4. He will then hand you 2 oars, and then you yourself would paddle your way down the Wisconsin River, and Leroy would sit back and eliminate and tell you all about the rock formations and commentary you're seeing today. So we do tend to think that our tours these days are just a little bit more accommodating, as it would take about 5 to 8 hours for you to get out to the river, depending on how strong. else could do it? Yeah?
No.
You did. Good. Maybe I'm good there, though. Is this anybody's first time on a Dell's boat tour? Enjoying it so far? Anybody's first time on this master? Have you had cheese yet? Yeah. What's the best cheese? Beef or
Smoke.
smoked cheese? It's pretty good. How would it is? You can all wave and say hi. Hi, Viking.
Now the end.
Now coming up ahead, just off to the left side, we are about to meet up with that old riverbed, and then right next to us on the left side as well marks the end of the 210-acre stretch of Blackhawks Island. Now a set of concrete docks just off to the right leads up to Coldwater Canyon. Now we used to stop there, but it did add another hour to our tour, and nobody really liked taking a 3-hour tour. So this is where we dock our ghost boats during the summer. So what you do on a ghost boat, you get brought up one of these big blue and white boats. Someone leads you up to the canyon, and then go through a series of spooky and haunted things, and then you never come back. That's not scary.
So was it like the SS Minnow then, since it was a 3-hour tour?
Huh?
Was it like the SS Minnow since it was a 3-hour tour?
Now also coming up on the right side, you might notice this large triangular slab of rock just in between these two rocks right here. Now this is Giant Shield, and Giant Shield serves the high water marker. Now the highest the water has ever been is back in 1938, and it's about 4 feet above that shield, to about 4 feet above your head. Now recent years, back in 2010, it was back to the top of that giant shield. Now we do get the question of wildlife in the area. We do often get asked how many fish we have. We actually have about 37 different species of fish. Now to name a few, we have our large and smallmouth bass, we have our walleye, catfish, trout, occasional carp.